March 12th, 2:52 PM, Flight I-390, lower deck, cargo hold. Hello everyone, Triple S backers, my Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. I was kind of thinking, why is it Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth? Like it says that on Wikipedia wiki page, and they changed it to be like that on the Ace Attorney wiki page. But it's Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney and like Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, so as it Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. You would think it would be the other way around. Anyway. We're down here in the cargo hold. We're gonna have a look at these suitcases and stuff, and hopefully we can get what's her name? Tenero? Is this Tenero? I think it's her name. Get her off the hook at some point. And I'm pretty sure there's only 2 parts left of this case. This part, which is seems to be a little bit long, and the next part, which seems to be short, but you never know. Anyway, let's go. Wow! So this is the cargo hold, huh? It's so big! This plane is a special model. It's both a super large cargo hold and ultra luxurious first class seating. So is this the real scene of the murder? There is certainly a high probability of that, which is why we are here, correct? Okay, let's get investigating, sir. Begin investigation, lower deck cargo hold. So the first thing we need to do is look at the suitcases. And there's one missing, of course. Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth! It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair. These must be all the leftover ones that they couldn't sell. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after this flight is over. This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy. Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness. You think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200! I think I'll pass. And Mr. Nero wonders why they don't sell. You'd need 2 jobs just to buy one. It definitely looks like one is missing. Huh? What's this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments? Glass shards. What are these glass shards from? They're probably from the broken cabin upstairs, I hazard to guess. Oh, we need to connect some logic now. And there's only 2 parts. Oh no, it's from his glasses. Connect. The glass shards and the broken glasses. I think we can safely assume that these fragments are from a pair of glasses. And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses. Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses lenses. There we go, the victim was here. Just as I suspected. Or maybe his glasses just were, Edgeworth. You ever think of that? So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. We have a look at the open suitcase. God, Edgeworth, you just look at him. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. Hey, what's in the suitcase, pal? It's what the victim checked in, sir. So this suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look. There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir. Wait, a file? And there's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir. Looks like a profile on Francisca. Profile on Francisca? Why did Mr. Hicks have documents on Francisca in his possession? That's some more logic for us. Why would Mr. Hicks have had a file on her? Well, why don't we ask her? You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder. Yes, I was. Why at this airport? I've been following a very large and involved governmental level international crime. But it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol. Francisca came to this airport as an Interpol liaison. I can't speak English at all. Interpol is involved. It's a top secret operation, so I really can't tell you any more than I already have. Okay, we're done here then. Let's get some more logic. So, profile on Francisca with Interpol and connect. Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Francisca? Oh, I know. I bet he's a big fan of Miss Von Karma, sir. Francisca said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation. Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here and he followed her. Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol Agent Hicks. I think Francisca has some explaining to do. Let's talk to her again about the truth behind Hicks. You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you? Nonsense! What are you talking about? We found a profile detailing information about you and the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so that he could recognise you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Isn't that correct? I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. Oh, she said Miles. She didn't say Miles Edgeworth. That's a bit odd. She always says the full name. Huh. Looks like they got to him first. So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent then? Yep. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. Smuggling! Agent Hicks was on the trail of an international smuggling ring. Smuggling ring. Ring. Smuggling. Smuggling. Ring. Ring. He went undercover to investigate this crime. And it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he had landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead. I think we now have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold. What was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. Yow! Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason. Of that I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Francisca, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation? Nope. Unfortunately, I was going to find out from him after he landed. I see, but this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then the killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases and they entered the elevator, but while they were riding it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks's body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor. Investigation complete! I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage. What? Really, sir? I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth. See, she said it there. But the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Tenero. Oh, we're gonna have an argument with her. Let me just adjust my guide here to make it easier for me to not get confused. Definitive evidence. Oh, I've got to get back into the game. If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. The point to keep in mind is the keycard that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high level access is Miss Rhoda Tenero. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you? Information is what I said first, but I meant to say information. I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. Oh. Wow, Miles. But much. We've got to press the statement, but the point to keep in mind is the keycard. Definitive evidence. But the point to keep in mind is the keycard. Press. It's highly likely that the keycard was stolen from Miss Tenero. Objection! It's highly likely? Is that possibility the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father? Yes, well, while I don't have any evidence, Be quiet! You're a disgrace. There's more evidence pointing to Miss Rhoda, you know? It's not just the keycard that gives her away. Are you talking about the murder weapon, the Mr. iFly piggy bank? Yes, she's also the only person with a key to open that display case. Oh, we pressed this statement, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But that is a fake. Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go? Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. Must be a way. Must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon. What should be examined further to help us ascertain the authenticity of the weapon? Piggy bank, crime scene, the body. Francisca, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions. Oh, was I? Yes, we don't even have the autopsy results yet. How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound on Agent Hicks's head is consistent with the murder weapon? Scruffy! Yes, sir. Contact the medical examiner's office at once. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hick's autopsy. Yeah, yes, sir! We've got a big problem, Miss Edgeworth, sir. What is it, Detective? They're still doing the autopsy, but they said that they already know this one thing for sure. Report! Now! The doc said that it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back? He was beaten over such a wide area? Well, I'd say maybe it's a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head, the killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir. Autopsy report data jot down on my organiser. Scruffy! What is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean? Well, that's, Was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, Detective? Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir. You're completely useless! No! Sir, I told you already, you can't go down there. No, you remove yourself from my way. Here he comes. What is all that racket? Oh, it's this guy. My luggage, my cargo, they're mine, and I demand you return them to me. We're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand and have a little patience. I suppose there is no choice. Finally, I think he gave... Hey, what are you? You've left me no choice but to use strong force. You won't get past me. Oh, God. This is... Wait, that's it. So that's what this whole thing has been about. Further, there is the matter of the key to the display case that held the murderous bank. Mr. iFly Piggy Bank, is there some way for me to prove that this isn't the real murder weapon? Give me that logic. After all, you know that we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. Weapon couldn't be found. Nobody could find anything could be considered the real weapon in the hold. I really can't speak English today at all. The doc said that it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. Cause of death, extensive bruising from the back of head down to mid-back, as if severely beaten. Please tell me he's dead. Okay, connecting everything. Got the piggy bank. Wait, am I picking the right thing here? Yep, connecting them. Proving that it isn't the murder weapon, not that it is. Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there is extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank, my friend, the piggy bank, is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. A sizable weapon. The unusually large area of bruising suggests that a very large weapon was used. And then we connect the weapon can't be found with a very sizable weapon, which indicates the fall. If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. But what was that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here? Francisca? What? What do you want? I found it, Francisca. I found the real murder weapon. You did? He really jumped. I like how Gumshoe's the only one concerned about freaking LeBlanc, and I can't blame him. Just, forget LeBlanc. We didn't realise it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us this whole time. He might be hurt. We should go check up on him, sirs. There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit. This coming from a prosecutor with the habit of whipping everyone who she comes across? Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you'll back yourself up with evidence. You two aren't listening to me at all, are you? Come on then, show me this real murder weapon you speak of. I really can't show evidence, can I? Yeah, I don't have evidence to show. Huh, I don't have any evidence to show you. Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolishly foolish fool meant to fool me. What do you mean by I don't have any evidence to show? Perhaps I should have phrased it as that which caused Agent Hicks' death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I have figured out what was the real cause of death. Suffocation, free fall, strangulation, free fall. The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free fall into the ground. He fell to his death? Yep, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back. And the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death. But the murder happened inside this plane. I know. Are you claiming that there is some place in this plane from which he could have fallen from? As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time. You can't mean... Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold. What? Then... We're in trouble. We may have a second death on our hands, sirs. I think he fell further than that. Hey you, tell me you aren't dead, pal. Quiet! Why are you screaming? He's alive! And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is living proof of that. I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances, you silly goose. Current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean? Suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then? You would have been aboard Julian Pancake for sure, sir. I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that the cargo box is there. There is no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios. It may be there now, but there is no proof that it was always there. As if there could have been a window of time when the giant box was not there. Well, there could have been, yeah. Yeah, there was. What? What can I use to show her that it's possible the box is not always there where it is now? I know what I should be showing. Where is it? There it is. Oops, I didn't, check it first. You refueled in the Republic of Zenfar? Yep, this flight had a short layover in Zenfar in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. He also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question. Ah, it's labelled Zhengfa Express. Correct, meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Zhengfa. Cargo from Zhengfa data direct down my organizer. Now, what if the box in question was also loaded on at the same time? It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Zhengfa leg of the flight, making a clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible. Ah, but your theory is still very far-fetched. Allow me a chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business will be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. Beginning investigation, lower deck cargo hold again. So I'm pretty sure we just go over and look at the box. I guess here, maybe? This is a rather large piece of cargo. There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. Airlift Red Statue? Never heard of it. Not right, but all I care about is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime. Then let's get investigating, sir. Oh, god damn it, we're all blank. Look here. Do not go about touching my possessions without my permission. Yuck! Don't push up on me like that, pal. So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him. Oh, do I have to talk to this guy? Oh, I do. God damn it. LeBlanc's cargo. I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc? Of course it is mine. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. This Airlift Red Statue is worth 10 million cents. No. Maybe much, much more. Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold. 10 million cents? I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective. Darn. How did you do that? I feel like you keep getting... I know one's coming. I think I'm done. I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year. Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun, I have the distinct impression that it continues to madly spin in place. Hey, Miss Edgeworth, so that 10 million cents, is that in euros or in dollars? Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, there is a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer. It is a very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching. Valuable piece of art, Mr. LeBlanc claims to have brought a piece of art from Europe, but we're done here. And logic. Oh, hello, smuggling, art. Oh. If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with a smuggling ring, then it's possible this fake statue was brought on board in Zhengfa. I think I need to question him a bit further. I really hate talking to this guy. Fake statue. About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake. What? How dare you say my art is fake? I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring. Don't say such fantastical things. Those thieves would not dare. I have the certification of my cargo right here. You mean the cargo certification documents? Mrs. Sinclair Blanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once. I can't read this. What does it say? It says as plain as day the cargo was put onto the plane in Europe. And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. This statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in this certificate. No, that's... Which means that there never was a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting there. Ow! I just caught my... Ow! I'm catching my arm hairs or something. Airlift Red Certificate data jotted down on my organizer. I like how we're trusting this guy saying that it was in Europe, even though nobody can read it. And she's just like, yeah, sucks to be you, Miles. I respectfully disagree. We can't discard the theory until I see the statue for myself. Huh. Then you can have your wish. Look at it yourself and see I'm right. This... I know I've seen this somewhere before. This is the Airlinenes red? It gives us such a feeling of art. I can practically smell it. This statue has a high amount of historical value. After it was unveiled at a museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it. Airlinenes red statue, data jotted down my organiser. It's black though. I wonder if a closer look is warranted here. Do I just go up to the statue and look at it? Yeah. Examine. So this is the infamous Airlinenes red statue. Huh? What is it, Miss Edgeworth? Did you find something? There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail. Okay, what am I looking at? The eyes? I do deduce. This was somehow connected to any evidence. We need to... Photo of Mr. Hicks. Wait. Oh, it's got red eyes. That's right, it's red. Presents. It's fake. These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Yeah, I'm pretty. Remind me of the sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. I don't think you see what I'm talking about. No, I do, but it's really like the colour of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out in that field, spinning with my arms out until I felt ill. I don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What colour are the eyes in this photo? Huh? Ah! Sir, they're red! As I thought, this statue was a fake. Mr. LeBlanc. What do you want? Do you not know I am a busy man? I'll allow you 2 seconds for your answer. Airlinenes red. I suppose it's your pride and joy, is it not? It's the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger, my goddamn stutter, the trigger started 17 years ago. Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is going to be a long story. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you, and you have my heartfelt sympathy, but what is that sympathy? For what? You'll see, I'd like you to compare the eyes. That large fellow there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you. I wasn't talking about the 2 of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the one in this photo. Why the sudden yelling? Now then. Oh! This is a photo of the statue on display at the museum in Europe. Ah! Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake. Fake! I believe that even further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake, there must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Zengfar. Now I present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. Oh, what do I look at now? Oh, I've got to pan... Oh god, I don't think I have the pan down stuff, like, you know, thing on my thing. Is it this? Highlight the drape the statue is sitting on. Pan down the brown part stuck under the statue. I believe it's this. Oh, I was meant to deduce that. Whoops. What's this? The statue looks like it's stepping all over its neighbour's cloth cover. Kind of resembles its owner's attitude in a sense. Ho ho! You, what did you say? What did you said now? Further, my clothing's hem is not being stepped on by anyone. It's too expensive for me to allow that to happen. Please forgive the trespasses of my subordinate. Why should I forgive the trespasses? Unless it is an expensive dress, you can keep it. Yeah, sure. Right. Deduce. I'm pretty sure this is what I'm supposed to be looking at. Let's have a look. What does it say? I guess it just... apparently this is it. There's clearly a contradiction here. What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of a cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. Ah, that's not possible. But it is, it shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighbouring piece of cargo was brought on board in Zengfar, there is no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe. Which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Zengfar. Then what about the cargo certificate? Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There is only one reason why, to secure proof of smuggling activity aboard this flight. So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. We could have just as easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane landed. That may be true, however, you have it backwards, Francisca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport, it would have been after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall upon the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there is someone involved who is forging and modifying cargo certificates. Who's forging or modifying. A-Lift Red Certificate, date updated in my organizer. Investigation complete. I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh? Yep, well this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir. It was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold. A rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board. A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Zengfar cargo crew and arrest the smuggler. Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. The statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zengfar leg of the trip. There would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death. Officer! Move this statue immediately! I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath. Now! Is it covered in blood? This one calmer. I'm ready to report my findings. Go on. After moving the A-Lift Red statue out of the way, we tested the area under it with luminol. Yay, luminol! And there was a reaction. I see, there was a reaction to luminol, an indication that there was blood in that spot. Can we stop looking at it now, sirs? It would seem that my deductions were correct after all. I suppose it would appear that way. The culprit cleaned the blood up well. How do you think the killer did that? How did the killer clean up all the blood? Oh, where is it? The Borginian cloth. The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess. I see, they had the need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Zengfar. Yep, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover. So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Zengfar? There is no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. If that is true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Zengfar, then this becomes highly suspect. Mr. Nero's testimony, Miss Meal's testimony, Mr. LeBlanc's testimony, Miss Meal's testimony. Recall Miss Meal's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Zengfar. I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 AM, you know. She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but that totally contradicts the facts, sir. But why would she lie about something like that? I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Meal herself. To be continued! Finally, we've got solid proof of where this guy died, and solid proof that it wasn't Miss Tenero. Finally. Well, maybe not solid proof, but an indication of proof and, doubt that it wasn't her, it was someone else, because Miss Meal, she's a liar. She's a goddamn dirty liar. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you next time for some more Eastern Investigations from Miles Edgeworth, where the next part will be the last of this case. And then even more past that, I'm totally blind. Like, I knew of this case. I knew of, LeBlanc. I didn't know what happens. I didn't know who the bad person is, the bad person, the murderer, you know, the smugglers. I don't know anything about them. I don't know who it is. I mean, it's kind of looking towards like more Miss Meal because she seems like a very like out there character, and apparently she lied. But yeah, beyond that, I've got no idea. I know of like one other character who's big in both Maz Edgeworth games who's got to show up still. I know about one character, and that's it. I don't know anything else. Completely blind, completely blank, completely nothing at all in my head all the time. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.